What is up, man?
Hey,
What is up, YouTube world? Score folk here with Jason from Ginja Ninja. Is it cool if I call you Jason?
yeah, go for it, man. It's all
Cool.
good.
I'm Keith. In case you don't know, tonight we're doing one of the next Tuesday Forgotten Film archive of Charles Kaufman, Trauma Films, 1980 cult classic Mother's Day. Definitely not a film for everybody, but a film for me. I find it to be a lot of fun. I recommended it to you. You checked it out and you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's definitely an out there film, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's a mix of different genres too.
Right. Yeah. Even though some dastardly things goes on and everything, what I mean. You get a little bit of that. When you got a film like this, like for instance, like The Last House on the Left, you got to have that little bit of comic relief here and there. On the
Mm.
on the original Last House on the Left, it's the bumbling cops.
Yep.
In this one, it's actually the two sons and the mother. You know what I mean? And her fascination with somebody she calls Queenie. So
Yeah.
I did a lot of checking up on this thing, man. Have you ever looked up and checked out any of the facts on it or anything like that?
Just the IMDb stuff. I looked up on there when I was watching it. Yeah, and there's a lot of interesting facts through that movie, but I'm sure there's a lot
Like,
more out
yeah,
there. There's a lot more to it.
yeah. The dude that plays Ike was actually in several things, man. He's got several names. He went by Holden McGuire, um, Frederick Coffin. I do believe maybe in this. I don't remember which one. His actual name is Gary Pollard. He passed away. Let me see, what
Yeah.
does it say here? In 2006 or something like that, he died. And but that dude was in some movies, man. He was in let me see. Yeah, he had a big part in Wayne's World. He was in Dragonfire with Beau Bridges back in like 1976. He was in Alone in the Dark, starring Donald Pleasance. JoJo Dancer with Richard Pryor. A Fine Mess with Ted Danson. Hard to Kill with Seagal, and he was also in Identity. So
Wow.
in, in chat we got my fiance Gretchen. Hi baby, how you doing? Thank you guys. Don't forget to give us a like if you're not subscribed to one of us. You can be kind and do that as well. We're always welcome to that. Junebug, hey, what's up, Junebug? Junebug is a knowledge factory for movies, man. This guy, the other night we was talking on just the bullshitting stream, and he was talking about silent films and everything. So that's actually a dude that I can't learn about films from too many people. I think that might be one I could definitely learn
Yeah.
some shit from. If anybody else is watching, gonna watch with us, um, it is free on Tubi and it's also on YouTube. Or if you don't want to fuck with that, you can go straight through my channel and find it right there in my recommendation list. Um, how you feeling tonight, man? You ready to do this? Give us some
Yeah.
talking and watch.
Yeah, I'm definitely keen to check it out again. It's, you know, like I said, when you introduced me to it, I was like, give it a watch. And look, I was, yeah, pleasantly like enjoyed the whole thing from start to finish. Like I said, it's a mix of genres and it just works so well. But yeah, it's definitely a worthy addition to the Forgotten Film archives.
Yeah, I the first couple that I introduced and talked about with everybody was this one and Humongous. You watched them both. You said you liked Humongous too. I
Mm.
kind of get the vibe. I kind of get the feeling that you preferred Mother's Day.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy Humongous, but I think there's so much more to Humongous. There's a whole backstory there, which I've got going on in my head.
Not told.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
Uh,
definitely leaves the imagination wide open, man.
yeah.
And the more you watch that movie, the more it does that to you. Like of
Mm,
course, I've seen it tons of times. So the more you watch it, the more you like. For
yeah.
instance, the dogs. When they first get there, you hear the barking of the dogs. You get the idea that what I mean. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I mean, with the
Yeah.
mother and how she wasn't, and how he just had to survive.
Yeah,
and he
no,
was
it's
big enough and mean enough to push the subject to survive.
mm,
But these two
definitely
in this movie, oh, go ahead.
they're different. These guys are different. The main or the character in Humongous, wow, totally different. Like these guys, they've got that little bit of comic relief that you were talking about earlier in these type of films,
Yeah,
so that it takes the edge off of it, even though they're absolute bastards.
yeah. There's one
It
particular scene
takes
in here
oh
that's
yeah,
extra rough. Um,
uh,
Charles Kaufman actually took the helm in this one. Usually, it was his brother Lloyd Kaufman for Troma that would usually take the helm and do most filmmaking. But this is
mm,
one of his brother Charles, I believe, his younger brother, actually took the helm, and this one's actually the one that's his film. Even though this has got a Troma feel, this is a very unique Troma film. There's no other Tromas quite like this.
yeah. It definitely does have that trauma esque quality to it. And I mean, that's probably the best way to describe it. It is probably it's one of those slightly lower budget type films, but
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's a bad film.
yeah. I've always it gets a bad rap. You know what I mean? It's low on Rotten Tomatoes and all that. But I never go by that. I always have to check it out
Uh,
myself. A lot of the stuff that they hate is some of my favorites. So anybody that is ready, I'm ready to get it going if you are.
yeah, I've got it set at 0.
Alrighty. Let me get going here and then I'll pause it so I can get going. Because you know me, I always do the physical.
Yeah,
I always have to do the physical. There's one or two though. If I don't get it, uh, I'll have to stream it. So I'll be streaming my own damn movie. All right, I got it playing. It says Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz. Are you around there? I paused it on where it says a Trauma Team release.
yep. Mine's right at the start. It goes straight into the movie. Um,
Okay.
doesn't even
Um.
have that, I don't think.
Damn. Okay. Well, if there's any time where it goes into like an ad or something, let me know and
Yeah,
I'll pause it and wait for you.
yeah, for sure.
This opening scene just kills me. You know what I mean? This opens with a full of spoilers, just like usual, guys. Anybody watching? Um, it starts out with like a self help group. You know what I mean? It's like one of those. You're better than that. You know what I mean? It's an self empowering group, and you got this old woman there, and you got this guy, this smug guy up there. It's ego.
Yeah, this scene really threw, and the up and coming scene before the opening credits, I guess, really kind of. I was
It looks so
like,
1980,
what's
doesn't it?
going on?
It looks so 1980.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing. I
good
love
fella.
you. Thank you for sharing. I love you.
Just that photo behind him of Ernie. It's like a classic '80s actors headshot.
This is the kind of guy that would wear a T-shirt with his own face on it. You know what I mean? He would. I have no doubt. It just says Rotten Tomatoes. It's kind of a rigged system anyway. Yeah, if you stop and look at everything involved in reviews, absolutely. Are you watching along with us, Junebug? Do you have Mother's Day? Did you tune in with us? If you haven't seen it, which I'm sure you have, if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out at least once. Mother's Day has got to be seen at least one time. You got these two kind of leftover hippies, kind of ahead
Yeah,
of their own time here. You know what I mean? This old lady being real sweet. She's gonna help him get somewhere. Talk about taking a hint. Wasn't that chick obvious? I don't know how we're gonna get there. We gotta be there. And she was even kind of eyeballing the old lady. Like,
yeah,
never seen anybody beg for help. As much as that.
yeah. Like I wasn't too sure what to make of these two. Like I'm like, are they gonna, is this what's gonna set the
They got
whole
a
chain of
shade.
events off or something. But yeah, don't want to give too many spoilers away.
You get a really good full scare here. You know what I mean with the whole radio thing.
Mm.
You know, it looks like because this guy just looks shady, man. He just looks like he's up to
Yeah,
something.
he just looks like a sort of, I guess, and then the look on her face, very Charles Manson-esque vibe
Right.
to it, I guess.
Yeah. I hadn't really thought about yeah. Great wood setting, man. The
Yeah,
now I wouldn't exactly say that there is some of the acting in this that I wouldn't exactly praise, but it somehow works for the film. I think the worst acting is this chick, this couple here. See, he looks like he's up to something. This poor lady all by
yeah,
herself. These two praying on her. Not again. She is such a grandma, man. She just feels like, oh my god. See, where I grew up here, you know what I mean? This woman just feels so much like
yeah.
grandma. She just, you know,
Have it fixed in a second.
yeah, she doesn't even, you know, she just steps out and she's gonna fix it. She knows what the deal is. Look, and this guy here, yeah, he just,
Yeah, he's got that sneer on his face, like,
yeah, cool music to go along with it, dude. This is such a product of its time, man. You know what I mean? It just feels so late 70s, early 80s.
yeah, because this was released in 1980, so it was probably filmed in the late 70s. So
And damn, out of nowhere, just when you think these two are gonna do something, you get the real maniacs of.
yeah,
That's the guy there, Frederick Kaufman. That's the guy they banned. He did parts in Wayne's World and a lot of films. And the brother, the littler guy, he did a part in Devil's Rejects. He was one of the I do believe is what he played. It's been a minute since I've seen him.
yeah, I did enjoy the Devil's Rejects too. Like that's
Hey, Echo. Thanks for stopping through. I take it you've seen Mother's Day. John Ford, Duke. Just act. Don't think you're acting. Those who think they're acting do more thinking than acting. Wow. I'm not sure what to think about that, Jim Bug. But yeah, hell yeah. Definitely said it all right there. Thanks for sharing with me. I love you. Basically garrots this fucking chick to death while the kids are standing there watching. Like it says here on my shirt, I'm so proud of you, boys. They never forget their mama. He is my favorite part in the whole movie. Is Ike, you know, the
yeah,
bigger son, the
the
bigger
big
son.
one.
He is my favorite in this movie. Very proud. And now we get to the title.
Yeah, so that whole like that really threw me, that opening part to it, because you think that those two, the two people the mother's picked up is going to
Yep.
do something, but no, yeah,
They even give you a
threw me
full
out there, but
scare with the radio. You know, he's like, "Do it,"
mm,
and then she clicks it on, and then he starts jamming. You know, it's a pretty cool little false scare, pretty unique.
yeah,
Yeah, Adley's played by Billy Ray McQuaid. The girls are actually pretty damn good too. Now that this one
mm,
girl that plays Abby, doesn't she kind of remind you? I mean, kind of look like and kind of reminds you of a young Sally Field.
yeah,
She's got that about her, I think. The one with the glasses. I've always thought that. I always thought she had a kind of feel like a young, like Sally Field. She like the B movie version.
Mm. Yeah, is that the one there that was just on the screen, or
Yeah, when you actually see
yeah,
her perform, and throughout the movie, different little things,
yeah,
you'll see more of what I mean. Was the time you watched it before? Was that the only time that you've seen it?
for me, yeah, yeah, it was the first. I think I'd probably seen it years ago,
Okay,
but yeah, I know I've seen the remake more recently, but then this one I watched this, like I said, a couple of weeks back. So
right,
the first, if I had seen it before, there's so much I don't remember.
right. Yeah, I seen this probably at way too young of an age.
Yeah,
Buck says, I never thought of it like that. She does look a lot like Sally Field too. Yeah, that she did. Yeah, she just got that vibe about her. It's not that she really looks like her. She just kind of
mm,
sort of. She just, she puts you in mind of, and she does a good job too. Yeah, I think the three girls really come off like they actually know each other. You know what I mean? Like they actually went to college together.
yeah. Well, they've got that friend
They got a
feel
good,
about.
yeah,
Yeah,
they did a very good job of that. I mean, you believe it. For what this is, this was made for only like 100 and let me see, I got it written down here, 115,000 total budget.
yeah.
So I mean, because it's pretty well made film for that. I mean, that's not even half what Halloween was made for.
There goes half their budget right there.
It just for some reason this guy's doing cocaine and he falls over from the cocaine. We don't know why it affects him that. And the whole roller skating thing, that was a thing in
Yeah,
the what I mean, but late 70s, early 80s. People like to roller skate around it. Now, I do believe she does adult films. I do believe it. I do believe this is an adult film party.
it's kind of got that Boogie Nights feel to it.
Yeah, yeah. I do believe the blonde, of the
Mm,
three girls. I think that's what she does. It doesn't come out and say it, but he's into it. Distribution, distribution, distribution.
yeah, it's definitely some film party.
Yeah. Madam, friends were calling. Yeah, this was said the main parts in the country and everything was filmed in Stillwater and Blairstown, New Jersey. And it also scenes shot in Connecticut, where I think the blonde was just at, and right here in New York City, in this scene right here with what's her name? Nancy Hendrickson is the chick that reminds me of Sally. And her mother is a straight out monster. I mean, can you imagine listening to that constantly?
Oh,
I mean, that drive you fucking crazy. Oh yeah, ever do. You got slut, you call her names and shit. Like, God, it's time for you to go to a home now. Now, I don't agree with people doing that, but
yeah,
there's exceptions. It says, I know Charles Kaufman told the girls to hang out together. Yeah, they became friends. So you have more. Yep, you can definitely tell.
yeah. I think I read that somewhere as well.
I'm a sick woman. Okay, so maybe she was in Connecticut because it's saying this chick is in New York, and it does have a listing of one of the shooting locations as being New York City. It, and then this chick's boyfriend is just one of these lousy lead.
Yeah,
Is it just kind of just hangs out and just what I mean, sucks everything off you, lays on his ass. I I love the line he says here. Yeah, I wish I was
Yeah.
like her to get a regular job. I'm just too sensitive. Steals money from her and everything else. I'm just talking about why you don't have a job snorting cocaine. This is a good typical early '80s false scare. So many movies did that.
Yeah. I mean, even into the 90s, they did that quite a bit.
Yeah, they brought it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, things came up. You just take the 50 out of it. Can I help you do something around here because I'm worthless?
Here's that line.
Yeah, I'm just too sensitive. Yeah, I just wish I wasn't so sensitive. There's so much art in me. Staying, yeah, you don't realize how hard it is on the male ego. Stay in bed while your lover goes off to work. Everybody's known a guy like that.
I just love the decor of their places, like
Oh yeah.
those wicker cane chairs.
She says, "I love you." He says, "Yeah, take care."
Mm,
Fucking ass. Dennis Quaid, I read, was considered in this movie. Yeah, but he wanted too much money. Yeah, he was also considered and was going to play Bob in Halloween. But like I was saying yesterday, he got a bigger part in that made for television movie. Are You Alone in the House or whatever, where he assaults the girl and terrorizes her. Yeah, because he was married to PJ Souls. I believe that's one of the Kaufmans right there. I think that might be Charles. That guy was just standing there saying
yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah, 'cause
Tell
he
me if
did
I'm right
look.
about that.
Yeah, he looked like a Kaufman. Like he looked like Lloyd Kaufman a little bit, but not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe a brother.
He's at least one of them.
Yeah.
Now, there was a rumor back in the day, back in the '90s and the early 2000s, that the one playing the mother was the Kaufman's mother, and I don't know
Hmm.
how that got around, but it's not. Um, that's a woman who his name was Rose Ross, but her real name was Beatrice Vaughn, and she was in a few things too, man. She, did you ever see the old series Car 54? Where are you with Fred Gwynn in it?
I saw some of it.
She was in that. I
Didn't see
think she
many.
was in. Yeah, she was in that. Um, did some stage shit. Yeah, Car 54. That's yeah.
Yeah.
See, like right there, man. I feel Sally Field
Yeah.
there, except for those big, huge glasses, of course. But those were actually a thing back then, man. Women had these big ass glasses. So either had those or those ones that kind of come up like this, like Spider Man. See.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Corey? Thanks for stopping by, man. At the end of this movie. Oh yeah, more folks need to watch the other day. I totally agree, man. Totally. You need to at
Just
least give it a watch. You know, it gets a bad rap and it don't deserve. Like I said, it's on a budget of $115,000.
I mean, it's just shot really well. Like the scenery is really gorgeous.
Yes, it's my favorite Troma film. And I know Troma Film's got a lot of really good cult classics
Oh
that people
yeah.
really love, but and I love them too, but this one's my favorite. You know, sup, Gore? King Gore, Corey says, sup, Gore? Ninja? You want to break at work? I got a notification though. Hope you are swell. Oh yeah, great, man. Been looking forward to doing watch along of this for a couple weeks now. This guy's got creep. This
Yeah,
guy's got creep factor written all over him.
it's the fact that you see the set fly crawling over his shoulder.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
He's just weird, man.
yeah, that's how they portray, you know, country folk. Yeah, they're,
But
I watched the remake of I Spit on Your Grave yesterday,
oh yeah,
and it's got a very similar character in the scene where she picks up the keys. Very similar to that guy. Yeah, just very creepy. But then he turns out to be a nice guy.
yeah. I actually prefer the remake to the original of I Spit on Your Grave.
Mm,
I mean, you know, I appreciate the original for what it is and everything.
yeah.
But I like the remake. All three of them, the remake and then the two sequels to it. All three of them were pretty decent, really.
Yeah. Well, 2 and 3 were on Tubi, but they're leaving Tubi. They either left yesterday or today, so I need to watch those two. But I've got the remake on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I got 1 and 2. I don't have 3 yet. I got the first 2. Which says Mother's Day is like the hillbilly family from Friday the 13th Part 5. Got in a bridge mood. Yeah, got in a bridge mood. Definitely need a drink when I watch Troma Things. Yeah, you
I don't.
lesbians, you your problem no more.
I do enjoy, yeah, a lot of the Troma films. Like growing up, like I loved, Toxic Avenger, of course, but Class of Nukem High, Sergeant Kabuki Man, just classics. They're just fun.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember I showed my youngest son Toxic Avenger, and he loved it. He had a great time with it. She chose all this shit down there. It's like, what the hell? You're not going to Hawaii.
I just find it funny that the amount of cans she's leaving behind that she's supposed to be drinking on the way. I'm like, I would be falling over if I drank that fast.
Yeah. Funny is that girl, the girl in the lead, she's they make a point out of talking about how she's kind of gotten walked all over her whole life.
Mm.
She's just kind of timid. She's non-confrontational. She's actually kind of the sweetheart of the group. She's just easy to take advantage of, and that's what they try to cure her of. If bad shit happens, it happens to her. Just one of those people who just don't have very good luck. And what's bad is people like that. They get to a point where they have allowed themselves to be treated badly so much that they begin to feel like that's all that they deserve.
Yeah.
There they are watching. Yeah, you see somebody watching.
Oh yeah. Burt Reynolds was in a Troma film. Don't know that one.
Was he?
Yeah.
Sharks of Trauma. Very cool. Of course, first thing that I remember seeing Burt Reynolds in a few other little bit things and shows and shit here and there. The first movie I remember being in, of course, was Deliverance, which everybody knows about that one. That's one where it's kind of turned around, where the assault happened to a man. It's got a totally different vibe to it.
Yeah, I mean, still, same kind of feel where it's really difficult to sit through.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna shut this off and get in the movie mode. There we go. I knew something was bothering me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that. 2 o'clock here, so sun's out.
Right. Her voice even kind of sounds. That's the problem with doing this kind of thing. You really got to scout where you're going. Unfortunately, you can't just go out places and camp and shit because you do got psychos. You got people with problems that want to hurt you, especially young girls. You really got to scout and find out where you're going. And then you're still in danger, especially if you're a woman. I mean, it's nighttime. You can't even leave the house by yourself.
Yeah, my partner, she, like, when she's leaving work, she's working late, she'll call me and just talk to me on the phone while she's going to her car. And it's a fairly,
Yeah,
safe area, but still, can only imagine what it's like in the deep dark woods.
yeah. I watch a lot of crime stuff, disturbing and different little things
Yeah.
around you, and it's just really scary, man. You're afraid to let your kids leave, go out. You know what I mean? You're afraid to even let your kids go out and play.
And it's surprising, like, people still go trick or treating and things like that, of course, but
Oh my God, it's the Brad Dobson, the Dauber.
yeah,
This guy is total entertainment. He really thinks he's something. He's just doing her a favor. People don't know they're having a flashback, and the girls are talking about Jackie, one of the main 3 character girls, and they're going back in time when they was in college and talking about when she went out with this asshole guy named Brad Dobson. They called him
the Dauber.
Yeah. Just to update everybody on what's happening. They're having a flashback. They're talking around him. And this guy's really a jackass.
This was a good part because it really developed the characters as their friends, as friends.
Mm-hmm. They got a bond, you know what I mean? This shit like this is what made them strong. This is like one of the first times they ever tried to make her independent where she wouldn't put up with bullshit. They've been trying to break her out of her shell for years.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't think it was originally released by Troma, but I know Troma bought the rights because they recently released it on. Luckily, I don't have to worry about that. My girl, former military and expert marksman. That's good, man. Still gotta be careful. You gotta have ice in the back of your head. This guy's gonna strip down to just his socks and do push-ups while he's waiting for her to come back. He said, "Yeah, I figured I'd cut you a break. Do her a favor by going over." And the other girls are up in the top. They're on a baseball field, and they turn on all the lights, and now they're narrating him and commentating him running away. Embarrassed the hell out of this guy. This guy deserved it, dude. He took off running so fast he fell down.
And now we're back.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's nice. See, this is just part of the developing story that I think lacks in a lot of films nowadays. This kind of stuff you need to care about the characters. You can't care about a character that you don't know anything about.
Yeah, like I said, it kind of gave them that whole. It built their friendship up. It made their friendship seem real.
Right. You know, I mean,
Because it,
don't you agree? You have to get to know something
yeah,
about them in order to care about them. If you start to feel like you know the people, it makes you care that much more. So when something
yeah,
bad happens, it affects you. That's Brown, Lloyd Kaufman, honorary Oscar. You know, look out for Will Smith. That was such a screwed up situation. Because when Chris Rock said that shit, she looked over at Will. She gave him that look like, oh, you just gonna let him do that? And then Will goes up and slaps him. And then after that, not a day after that, she's talking all kinds of shit about how immature he was, and about Will, about her own husband. She's a pretty lousy person, I think. She hasn't showed me a whole lot of character.
yeah.
She doesn't have a whole lot of
Nah,
integrity.
not a fan. Not a fan of the way they both acted. I think they both acted inappropriately.
Right. I thought it's fucked up that she gave him that look, like, you're gonna let him say
Yeah,
that. And then when he did something, she talked shit about him. Just like,
yeah,
remember a couple of years back, she actually come on and talked about their sex life. You don't do that shit.
yeah,
Go on camera and put down your husband's
yeah,
fucking sex life to the world. What the hell's wrong with you?
yeah. That's true what Junebug just said. Because they were in that oh, what was that? Tupac and that were in a film together.
Yeah,
Can't remember what it was. And like they were going out afterwards, so it was the next step. But with
that
what
was the
happened with
one.
Tupac and
Wasn't the one made right after Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson?
yep.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that was the one he did right after. Juice is a good one with Tupac in it, the young Tupac. That's a pretty good show.
Is that the one with James Belushi in it too, or no?
No, that's got Omar Epps and oh shit, a couple other people. That one chubbier black kid that was in Lean on Me is
Mm,
in it. I can't remember, but remember, it's like four friends. They skip school together and all that shit. Remember, and Tupac ends up with a gun, and he ends up kind of going crazy in the head, starts killing people, killing his friends and shit. It's a good one. If you ever get a chance to see it, check it out. It's called Juice. What was the second choice, huh? Damn. Now the blonde's kind of changed. She doesn't come up, or she's just not a woodsy type chick. She's not digging the outdoors.
yeah. No, she's used to the party life.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
she she wants room service and shit. The other two are just digging it, and she just kind of just like, she does it all over. She stood in a big pile of shit earlier. It went right between her toes and everything. They're scared of the fish, but what's funny about it is these two are so scared of the fish, and it's a blonde that walks right the fuck up and takes her off the hook and says, "There you go."
yeah,
Multi layers to the characters. There's a lot more to her than just being prissy, and she cradled her arm like it was a. And we're telling each other how much each other means. Because they meet, once a year, and they just do something. Each person has each year. Each person takes a turn on where they're going to go, and it's a surprise to the other
yeah.
two. And right in the middle of all this great shit, here we got the antagonist, at least. I could not take that being tied up in a sleeping bag like that. I would absolutely lose
Oh,
it.
but I mean that sleeping bag thing that's become a staple for Friday the 13th movies now. Like you see that
Oh,
all the time.
that's one of my
Jason just
favorite
puts him to
kills.
sleep. Yeah,
That's one of my favorite. You swinging and beating him against the tree. I love in Jason X when it's a virtual thing and they're giggling the whole time and he keeps slamming them like, what the hell?
yeah.
But I never brought it up.
So I went back and watched Jason Takes Manhattan the other week.
Right.
Oh, that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's that ending, man. I mean, I can almost
Yeah,
get through any of it, but that ending, it's like, what the hell are you doing? How does all that waste make him a little kid again? You know, it's just like it's almost like they intentionally started, trying to make the endings and parts of the Friday 13th franchise bad.
yeah. I mean, I like the ones up until then. Like
Right.
probably not so much five.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't a huge fan, but I love 6 and 7 are my favorites. And then 8 just sort of, yeah, like I remember liking it when it first came out, but going back and watching it now, it's like,
Yeah. Seven gets a lot of hate because of the whole Carrie type chick in there, but I thought that was a pretty cool little
yeah.
addition, man. I thought, what I mean, I didn't mind that at all.
Mm. And I think they did try and carry that on with number 8 because she was kind of having those psychic visions of a young Jason, but
Right.
it just didn't make sense to me anyway. But
Yeah. These two are so well behaved, she just kind of gives them a look and they go back and rub their muddy feet off all over the muddy. Welcome, Matt.
mm,
So they're just kind of just smashing the mud in all over their boots. I'll be damned if she doesn't even think it's kind of cute. She's proud of them.
like, look what I caught.
Yeah, she's proud of them. They're like, oh, you my boys are. It's like, come on up here, and they have a special room designated for this. I love the old house, man. It's got a really great vibe too. I love yeah, love the whole
Yeah,
ambiance, the whole atmosphere of this house has just got a
yeah,
really old, cool feel to it. The boys and the mother do a great job, man. Great job.
yeah. Like for like I said, for a low budget film, the acting's pretty, yeah, pretty spot on. Like there's no issue with that. I guess the two hippie kind of people at the start's probably the
Yeah.
worst acting in it, but the family here, the girls, they're all, they all do a good job.
Yes. Very, very believable. The boys are so immature; they're almost like little. They're almost like little
Mm,
kids in men's bodies, like demented, twisted kids in a man's body. Because I mean, if you remember, they argue over shit and everything. Like a
yeah,
couple fight and shit. Get my, it's like this. I remember I first seen this. Oh God, how old was I? Probably about 10 or 11 years old, and it made a everlasting impression. Probably a little young to be seen.
yeah. I still have to watch the follow up to part 7, the A New Blood. They did a fan made film for it.
Oh yeah.
Rose Red or something, Rose Blood or something it's called. Larpuck Lincoln is in it. Apparently it's quite good. It's on YouTube,
I did not know that.
but yeah, I've got it saved in my films and I really need to see it.
When you check out for sure what the name is, send me
Yeah,
send me over and let me know. Send me a link or
yeah,
something.
Yeah, we'll do.
'Cause especially if it's got her in it, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the Never Hike Alone movies or all that?
I never actually saw them. Like, I kind of steer clear to the fan films. So I was like, how good are they going to be? But now I'm starting to get into them, and it's I got a bunch of them I've got to watch.
Says Jim says, but out of all the Friday the 13th girls, Jennifer Cook, girl who played Megan and Jason Liz, is still my she is
Mm.
she is quite hot. She wasn't by far not my favorite final girl, but she may be the hottest one, at least in contention.
Yeah. Who is your favorite final girl?
Jenny,
Yeah.
I think she shows the most dimension. She's the only one, like, you know what I mean, somewhere around the middle or so when you're at the bar, when she's talking about, and she's actually trying to put herself in his shoes. You know what I mean? She's actually going, how must he have felt out there
Yeah.
running around? Sees his mother get beheaded. She's the only one that
Yeah.
really goes there with Jason, and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely thought she was better. Was it Alice King? She was the first in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely better than her. So I don't remember 3 and 4 too much. Really should rewatch them, but I watched 1 and 2 more than I watched 3 and 4.
Yeah. I'm not so big on the final girl in three.
Mm.
Kimberly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I'm not a big fan of her acting. I've had a lot of people disagree with me, but she got a couple parts in there. They're kind of shabby. Like when she hears the noise when her and old boy's sitting there, and she goes, "What was that?" You know what I mean? I don't know. It just didn't feel genuine.
Yeah.
But we all have our own opinion. But yeah, Amy Steele is, yeah, she's by far my favorite.
Yeah.
But as far as looks go, probably Megan or
Mm.
part three, Chris from part three. She is good looking. In part three. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll give her that. I'm just not a big fan of her. Here it is. This is the rough scene. This is a scene that my fiance absolutely will not watch this kind of scene on me. She absolutely will not do it.
Yeah. It's understandable. I mean, like I said, with you know, uh, geez, I spit on your grave. Like that scene was just rough
It goes on
in the
forever.
remake. Like it did not stop.
Yeah,
Like it's
definitely
not
make
the first time I've seen it, but it just yesterday watching, I'm just like, I don't remember it going for that long.
it gets to the point of just total cruelty. Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely get the point. Need to come on Blue someday. Wow, Corey, you don't have Mother's Day? That's surprising. I could definitely see you having Mother's Day. Nobody says, like my blondes and any girl that can drive a Camaro like that. Here's one up right. She's definitely a wild one. I'll get the Kodak. I'll get the Kodak. He's so proud because he didn't get to have any fun there. So mother, just to make it okay in peace between her little boys, she says, "You go get the Kodak. I'll get the Kodak." And he's so fucking proud too. I'll get the Kodak.
Yeah.
These are like little kids. It's just fantastic. And this poor girl, man, she's having to play these parts. Once again, she's the one that's getting the shit. The same girl, Jackie. She always gets the shit end of the deal. She's really getting the shit end this time. While her friends are up there tied up, and all they can do is listen.
And mother's just there watching.
Oh, she's proud, man. She
Yeah.
orchestrates it. You know what I mean? She's she's the orchestra leader. All we can do is just sit. That'd be absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Watching, your friend,
Even just hearing it, like,
right. And it doesn't give you any idea exactly how long it goes on, but you get the idea it goes on for a good few minutes.
just a look on her face there, like she's just.
I don't remember her in the V. Of course, I haven't seen a lot of V. I seen the very first, maybe the first season of V way back in the day when it started. And didn't it end for a little while and then came back again?
Yeah, they had the mini series and they brought it back as a TV series, like a weekly one.
Yeah.
It's another one I grew up on. Grew up on V.
Now, didn't it have a season or two, and then they ended it, and then it came back again, or something like that?
Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe they had the TV
Okay.
series and the mini series, but so long ago.
Oh, because that's what it was. It was a mini series and then a
Yeah.
series. Okay. All right. It's one I haven't seen.
Either way, I remember they ended it on a cliffhanger as well, and they never resolved it.
That always sucks. I'm watching the new Game of Thrones series right now, House of the Dragon, and they announced today that season 2 probably wouldn't even be this coming year. It'd probably be 2020.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that sucks, man. You got to wait a year and a half to get season 2.
I mean, the
But I'd
amount of
imagine
money
something like
they
Game of
put into
Thrones.
it.
I'd imagine something like Game of Thrones would take a minute to make, though.
Mm.
There's so much involved.
Yeah, I did enjoy the House of the Dragon. It's
Really?
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, I was glad when they stopped aging them. You know what I mean? Because you had different characters coming in and out as they were getting older. So I'm glad that they're at a point now where we can actually get used to that character and that person playing it.
Yeah, that I will say that is one thing that kind of did, because I was just getting used to these characters and then they change it and it's like, oh,
Right.
who's this? But I understand the reason behind it.
Right.
You know,
He puts his spray on deodorant on the shirt instead of his armpit, and they're arguing over whether disco or punk is better. Punks,
yeah.
what do they say? Disco sucks.
I'm sorry, I was just saying sorry, Mr. Stream the other day.
He was drunk, huh? That's all right, man. That's all right. But not to toot my own horn, but I thought, for a solo job, I thought I did a killer job on that Halloween, man. I wish more people could have, seen it live. But hey, the
Yeah.
replay's cool. I get so many more. That's weird about my watch parties and shit. My stream isn't always real busy, but then I'll look back a day or two later, man, and I'll see where it's got 200 or 300 replays on.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
It's weird how that happens with.
you prefer, okay, people prefer me on the replay. All right. Just like I said the other night, I'm not a taste for just anybody and everybody. I'm kind of like, I'm the acquired taste. I'm not your average dude. I'm not so much of a showman as I am just just sit around bullshit and talk about it.
Yeah, I think people appreciate that too. Like, just having a chat, shooting the
Yeah.
shit, as you do.
That's what I enjoy. I treat it like two friends watching a movie together.
Yeah.
We're unable to do this kind of stuff together, so we do it like this.
Yeah.
Because we're all so spread out all over the world. This is the only way we can enjoy the movies we that we like together.
Yeah. And to be honest, like talking like this, it's like because I don't know a lot of people who like these type of movies. So it's
Right,
good to be able to watch it with someone who appreciates these.
right. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Catch replay at 7 8. Yeah, Hobbs, man. I think I gave great insight in on Michael and what he might, what his how he goes about it and why he goes about it. You know what I mean? Like different little stuff that nobody talks about. It struck my brain while I was doing it. Like for instance, when she breaks through the back, busts out the glass in the back door and gets out. You ever notice how he's not like he should have been around the side of that house and out there a lot quicker. So in other words, if you're looking at it from a character standpoint, after she ran out there was running to the house was trying to get help, he's back there watching her do that all this time. And he didn't come out from the shadows in the back of the house until he's seen her go up to the house that she was babysitting. That's when he comes out and comes toward her. For Michael Myers, it's all about the stalking, man. It's all about the stalking and watching. The killing's just means to an end. He really enjoys stalking, watching, playing. That's what the original Halloween has, and none of the rest of them have. That's why it's special. I could talk all day about that movie and why it's special, and the shit people don't know. But back on Mother's Day, they've had breakfast, which was the squirty cheese and all that kind of shit, and their tricks, which was a total pigsty, shit you wouldn't eat, and a place you wouldn't want to eat it at. And now they're out there. She's actually taking score on them. She's actually out there training them to kill. We got a training montage with full music and everything for these two. She's like the fucking coach. She's making sure they're in good shape to do the kill. I'm so a little hungover yesterday. Yesterday I turned 30. Well, happy birthday, man. Happy late birthday. Saying hello to everybody. Hey, man, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Checking out the cult favorite Mother's Day. Yeah, they're going through. They're going through the full shit too. Like she's scoring them, and these two.
Yeah.
That's what they want more than anything is to make mom proud. That is their goal. So they're competing against each other to see who's the best to mom.
It's definitely worth a watch. This one, it's like just that whole training montage. It kind of gives it this almost surreal feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, they're busy with that. They're a little overconfident, and these two are getting free.
Mm.
But never actually seen Mother's Day. Wow, man, you got to check it out, man. Like I say, it's on YouTube. It's on Tubi. It's on my recommendation list. Check it out, man. It's a fun watch. You'd like it. I know the shit you like, and you'd like it. It's also something
Yeah.
once you see it, you never forget that you saw it. Once if you're an adult and you see it, you remember seeing it. Kind of sticks in the brain. I love his performance, man. You tell he's not the smartest guy on the planet. Like isn't.
No, he's definitely not.
They
But
give him, he got all the brawn. I'm not so sure the little guy's all that bright either, but it wouldn't take much to be smarter than I. She just watches them like my boys. They're so silly. Boys will be boys. Except
just
you got a
beating the
couple
crap
of
out of each other.
yeah. She's not, she likes the fact she's got a couple of psychopaths. Oh, There's a really funny part later. For some reason, just cracks me up, man. When it comes to, I'll tell you, it's funnier than hell to me. A little later on. Fantastic is somewhat eerie. Oh hell yeah, it is.
Mm.
It's got, you know what I mean. It is surreal because can you see actually a mother, you know what I mean, praising and training them and teaching them to do what they do? Like I say, she feels totally like grandma until you get her in her real environment. You realize she's the most psychotic of the three. Like she's the cruelest, meanest one of the three, in my opinion. So imagine teaching your kids to get
Mm.
hit, teaching your kids to one of the salt girls and shit. That's what's so surreal about it. That's what's here.
Also, I find it interesting because it's all set right. This scene, everything about it's all in daylight in a
Uh-huh.
nice countryside area,
Right.
really bright and sunny, which is the exact opposite of the actual story of the movie.
Yeah. It kind of separates it because usually this would
Yeah.
be done in the dark. You know what I mean? Somehow they make the daylight creepy.
Mm. I mean, even that house, very creepy, like the all boarded up.
Yeah, you can tell that's a place people shouldn't even live
Mm.
in. That's actually pretty good makeup too. That actually hurts when she's lowering her down because a shoestring like that would cut the hell out of you without much weight hanging on.
Yeah.
I mean, it would cut right fucking through your hand, and it does, and it looks nasty. Like they don't even know they're free yet. They're so preoccupied with pleasing mom and and all that shit. They don't even know. They're cluttered. They're all cluttered up and filthy. A bunch of people. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's.
It just hurts just looking at it.
Mm.
Oh, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Like I said, for 150,000 dollars, like they didn't skimp on the special effects when it comes down to it.
115,000.
115, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to show just like with the a young Tom Savini and stuff like that. When he was early on, it didn't cost a lot for Romero to get him. If you can get lucky enough to catch a makeup genius like that early in their career, where they're more affordable, you can actually get
Mm.
lucky and get some really good shit out of it. And I'm not sure what this person did from here as far as makeup goes, but they do a really good job.
Yeah. It's funny. Have you watched the 101 Scariest Movie Moments on Shudder?
Yes.
It was they had Dawn of the Dead in there and had Savini talking about the effects that he did with the chunk out of the neck and all that. And it's funny
Okay.
because they slow it down. You actually see exactly what he's talking about. And it's like, oh, I've never noticed that before. And like
Right.
what they use to do that stuff, it's
You just like on the original Friday the 13th, when they
yeah,
go when they chop her head, like yeah, chopping her head off. It's held in there with fucking toothpicks. And if you look real close, you can see those toothpicks.
yeah.
I think the two best actual head explosions as far as horror goes is definitely in Maniac done by Sabini
Yep.
and and then the one by Dick Smith in Scanners.
Yeah.
Which one of those is the best? I don't know.
I
I
think
go neck and neck.
No, I'd go with Scanners.
Well,
Just in Maniac, you've got the glass, which kind of obscures it a little bit.
right. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, when you've got that, that's just yeah. Can't say enough about that exploding head scene in Scanners.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready to do Scanners. Me and John Steele are doing
uh,
or should I say John Steele and I are doing, as you know, the David Cronenberg's.
yeah.
Uh, we're coming up to the Brood. This a week from today, we're going to be doing the Brood, and then two weeks from today, we'll be doing Scanners. And this looks so much better than anything CGI because it was made by yeah, not typing this and that on the computer exactly. Ben agrees.
Yeah.
Scanners is the better one.
I think they'll be chucking. There's a spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Terrifier 2. There is an exploding head scene in that, which I think is pretty comparable.
That's a rough show. I mean, hell yeah, both of those are rough.
Yeah,
It went a couple, like I said before, it went a couple places I didn't necessarily agree with. You know what I mean? Toward
yeah,
the end, but it was still really good.
yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know. Terrifier 2, it just didn't. It was good. It just went for too long,
Yeah, that ending was a bit drug out.
and there was so much sort of left open. Like, but yeah, good movie, great effects, very full on.
Oh yeah,
I think it was overhyped a little bit with the people fainting and all that.
right.
Here's that.
The girls after they escaped, went and got their friend that had been brutalized the night before. She was stuffed in a dresser drawer. They got her out, and she is in bad shape. The boys caught him trying to escape, but then mother yelled, and I think it's the first time we actually hear about Queenie, isn't it?
Yeah,
Queenie attacked her, and they're saying the girls are escaping, and she's like, you know, she's
you have to
so
protect me.
yeah, she is so narcissistic.
Mm,
It always has to be about her, regardless. That's one thing about this show, man. The Queen. I'm not quite, that's one thing where you go, what is there a Queenie?
or is it just part of her psychosis?
Yeah, you
I
just
always
don't.
like tying these kind of films into other films. Like, how is this related to Wrong Turn in any way?
Right?
The you know,
You can only
yeah,
imagine what
Scanners films are good.
you can only imagine what this girl had been
Mm.
through the night before. She's in bad shape. Like she can't even move. They had to carry her. And what's unique about this movie too is you get not just one, but you get two potential final girls here. You know what I mean? It becomes all about girl power because this really fucking pisses them off. Because they love this girl. You know what I mean? She's like a sister to them,
Yeah,
and someone hurting her. She's been hurt so much. You know what I mean? They've always tried to protect her, and this time, once again, they couldn't, and this time it was really bad. So they're kind of shitty about it. Good scanners film. Oh yeah, well, for me on which I like better. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Huh? I think they're both fantastic. You know what I mean? Both those explosions are so great.
mm,
The of course the one in Maniac was a couple of years before, a year or two before. But you know, Dick Smith didn't do all the makeup on Scanners. I don't, from what I can recall. But Scanners has got some really good shit happening too, makeup wise. The whole thing. course, Dick Smith, famous for Little Big Man and The Godfather, The Exorcist. Yeah, she's in that. She goes up here to the car. Yeah, because remember they still got the car parked up there. But of course you know damn well it's not going to work. You know damn well that the two of them seen this car pull up. Yep, and they have taken care of the car. No car. They wasn't a fan of three. Now, are the scanner cops are they actually canon part of the franchise?
I believe they are, because they do talk about the drug that was given to the women in that gave birth to scanners. So it is. I think they've tried to expand the scanners universe back before there was talk of expanding those kind of things. I thought they did a good job, but it just never took off.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of them. I haven't actually seen much of the Scanner Cop movies. Seen a little bit of Scanners too. The Scanners one that's the one that
Yeah.
That's the one I really draw to. That's the one I've seen so much and have done.
Yeah.
I really love it. Michael Ironside is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
David
just,
Hewitt's in Scanners too, and he does a really good job. But Scanners 3, wasn't that great. The Scanner Cop 1 and 2 had some really good villains in it, though. Richard Lynch was in Scanner Cop as a bad guy, and that was good.
that's cool. Turns out that they even have a cop car. They're even the police. Now, it doesn't tell you whether they're the actual cops of these hills of you know what I mean of this area, but they definitely got the cop car. And she almost
Yeah.
this is the parts come up I was talking about. Now the friend just died.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of that. Are they the actual police officers of the area? Like, are they the cops in the area, or have they just killed a cop at some point?
Or just ended up with an old cop car and somehow just ended up with the shit
Yeah.
where he can put on the rouge, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is where the movie turns. This is the climax of the film. The beginning of the climax. This is when these two change. You know what I mean? They adjust to their they kind of adjust to the psychos in this because they have to almost become just as psychotic or worse than them.
Mm.
They have to at least match them. Be willing to do anything. Here's the part coming out. I think is so fucking hilarious for some reason, and it's not that funny. It's just what I mean, just that one certain thing that cracks you up, and nobody else understands why you think it's so funny. It's one of those times. But he's trying like hell to catch her. And she just avoids that trap that was probably, I imagine, set by them. And he heard it click, so he thinks she's in the trap.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn, she's not in the trap, son of a bitch. See, because if he comes back empty-handed, he's got to deal with Mother. He comes back empty-handed, he's disappointed Mother, and that's not what he wants. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give those a watch, man.
Yeah, no, I think they're worth it.
You would have thought that I've seen them, but I really haven't. Sometimes there'll be an original that's so good that I kind of get blinded by it, and then I don't want to give the chance to any of the sequels because I've been let down by so many sequels. I go, I just
Yeah.
kind of like the original too much.
Yeah, it's a bit like remakes as well. Like you want them to be good, but you just know they're not going to. Very rarely do they match up to the original.
Right. Hell, these days it's acceptable if the remake is just at least somewhat good. You know what I mean? You at least you at
Yeah.
least hope that it's at least decent because we've seen so many bad remakes. You at least hope that it's at least okay. Here it is. Oh, this dumbass, she fucks him up and tosses him. And he fucking. You're a few seconds ahead of me, so. And this is one of the girls that's really streetwise too. That's a good point too to make because if she's making her living in the porn industry, she doesn't have shit easy.
No, she'd have to fight for everything.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
He got such a creepy look, and they got that contact lens in that one eye. Yeah, she grabs this rock and tosses down there, and fucking tricks his dumb ass. Because he knows she's there. He knows she's right there. You can just feel it. You can just kind of hear it. He's just kind of getting that vibe. She's there. And they draw out the tension forever too with her reaching for this rock.
It's like he's going to get her. He's going to get her.
Uh huh. Because it's obvious they know she's there. And for fucking
Yeah.
2 minutes, she's reaching. She finally just touching this rock. It's like, get the rock. What are you gonna do with it? Plus, too, she knows she has to be real quiet and take her time getting it too. So there, she tosses it over, and this dumbass fucking leaps for it. And I'll be damned if it ain't down a big ass huge hill. And when he hits the bottom of this hill, is what's so funny, man, because you just hear the frustration in his voice. He's like, ah. He made that as dramatic as possible. That timber down the hill. I want to get you, bitch. You're dead. Ah. See? He's so frustrated. He's there. He's like, ah. Like I said, just one of those.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
It's just one of those. It also takes the tension out of it. Like it kind of resets everything. Like, you can breathe now
Yeah.
because you're holding your breath while she's reaching for that rock, and it's such a tense moment, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah, because the way he tumbles down that hill, man,
yeah,
Chevy Chase couldn't have tumbled down that motherfucker more dramatic.
just
He gets down,
expecting that
cusses her out, and just his frustration. Like when you're so frustrated, you're like, ah. She just tricked the
You could
shit out of him.
overlap it with clown music and have him tumbling down.
Because he feels really stupid. She tricked him in his own backyard.
Yeah,
In his own backyard. She just made him look like an ass. Yeah, here we go. This is when she
yep.
toughens up. The Sally Field chick
Oh,
is.
yeah. You just messed with the wrong women.
Yeah. Now they know. Well, they know it's either it's either them or them. They know they're gonna
Yeah,
have to kill them to get out of there. This is the way it is.
It's them or us.
Yeah, because these fuckers know this area so well that you are going to have to kill them to get away. This part right here, I think, is really strange, sweet in a strange way. How he's sitting there playing games with his mom. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
though they're psychopaths and they're not eater in hell, it's just, I just think it's kind of a sweet moment, even though they're psychopaths. He don't think it's fun. He wants to be out there grabbing the girls. And now, see, even though they still act like little kids, they've gotten to an age now where they're questioning the whole Queenie thing. They're going, is that shit really real? Is she really exist? Because they've gotten old enough to know better.
But also they mentioned grandma. I don't think you ever see grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, and it strikes you that grandma was still alive. He doesn't speak about
Yeah.
her in the past tense. He speaks about her like, hey, she says that, and you talking some backwoods shit, man. Fucking shot Queenie and cut off her fucking ear just to prove it. It's pretty bad when a crazy psychopath is terrified of somebody even meaner than them. You know?
Kind of makes you wonder how bad is Queenie.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she's fucking terrified. And she's crazier and meaner than a fucking, you know, she's batshit nuts and she's terrified of somebody else. Yeah. They're getting all Rambo slash Sarah Connor-fied. They're like, and I love how they bring her and prop her up there so she can watch what they're going to do to them. They want her to see this revenge. They've officially adapted to the maniac's mode. The blonde's actually kind of, she's kind of, I don't know, she's looking kind of defeated. But then the nicest one of the nicest ones is the one going, come on. Great character arc,
Mm.
great character development, you know. This type of shit, when it comes right down to it, you find out exactly what you're made of. Yeah. Oh, we're up here. Check this out. And she looks dead too. Nice touch with a little bit of blue makeup. It's back in the day when people played dead, they actually held their breath.
Yeah.
They don't do that shit anymore. Now they just kind of just shallowly breathe, and you can see that shit. Is it that hard to hold
Yeah,
your
there's
breath
one I
for 20,
was
30 seconds?
there's one I was watching just recently, and you could actually like see her breathe. Like
Mm-hmm.
this dead body, it's supposed to be. You can see them take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
I think of what it was.
That what happens? Is it that hard to hold your breath for a few seconds? I mean, come on. Janet Leigh did it for a hell of a long time.
Mm.
She didn't move at all, and that camera backed away from her eyeball, and she didn't, her pupil didn't even dilate. You know what I mean? Old school actors. Like the one that plays the mother here, she got a lot of stage experience. I was seeing. They really got lucky getting these three
Mm.
as the bad guys. I think getting these three to play these parts, they really lucked out because they
I
obviously got
think,
them dirt cheap.
yeah. But I think like the three girls, the three women, they do. These three do work well in the same way that three women do work well together. Like they seem like
Absolutely,
a family unit, a weird family unit, but a family unit nonetheless.
absolutely, I totally agree. All six main characters here are just do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I lean a little bit more towards because they show their psychopaths more, and I'm so entertained
Mm.
by the guy that plays Ike, man.
Yeah.
See, here he is. He feels so bad. He's so embarrassed, and he's so ashamed that and and she acts like such a bitch, man. That's fucked up. It's like you actually feel for him right here. You feel that he just wants to make her happy, and she won't even talk to him. You know what I mean? She's being childish, talking to the other kid,
Yeah.
just being cruel to him. You don't want raising to be like that, for Christ's sake. Yeah, you actually kind of feel for the character there. You're like, damn, mama, why do you want to treat him like that? He's just trying to be the best maniac he can be.
Yeah. Yeah. He's apologized. So,
Yeah, he's just, and you can tell he's ashamed. He's I promise I'll make you, yeah, promise I'll make you proud, mom. I'll kill him real good. And she finally gives in. She can't be mean anymore. Yeah, she's forgiving him. A couple of these kills here at the end are really good too, man.
mm.
It's brutal shit. Oh, the claw hammer to the testicles, and, and what the needle through the throat.
Mm. Yep.
See. Hey, Steele's in the chat. What's Steele, man?
Hey.
So hit the thank you so much, man. Yeah. Everybody, please hit that like button for me. Leave a comment. Tell me if you loved it. Tell me if you hate it. Talk to me. Had a really good time doing this tonight. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's the downside of being other side of the world. It's like this
Yeah.
is the only time I've had to do it because I'm on leave from work. Whereas usually I'm in the chat watching you guys enjoy a movie while I'm working. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a bummer. I try to do a pretty good job of leading through the movie and talk about this and that. Sometimes I get caught up
yeah,
talking about shit, but hey, at least I'm never
dude,
fucking wrong. I'm always
I
talking
enjoy
about
the chat. Yeah, I enjoy the chats that you guys have, like watching it live and hearing you guys chat about it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's just as fun as watching the movie as well.
thank you. I
Yeah,
definitely appreciate that, man. And whenever you have time, you get an open invite, man. But whenever you want to do
yeah,
something, whatever, just let me know. Try to plan it
definitely.
ahead. Try to plan it ahead. I'm also live. Hey, Steele says hello. Um, yeah, remember we got the Brood a week from tonight. Still working our way through the Cronenberg. Now he's pissed now, man. They killed his brother, and they just put Drano down his throat, and this motherfucker is
Yeah,
still coming after him. Like he's scary looking here. And he means business. Like, I don't think he's
Oh,
smart enough. You know what I mean? He's not smart enough to realize he's hurt that bad. And the TV over the head. This is one of the first times I ever seen that in that movie was this one, TV over the head thing.
this I found. This was a good use of yeah, whatever you've got lying around.
Right.
Because all they've done is taken the inside out, like taken the cathode tube out of the TV.
Right. And he's mucho tough.
Yeah.
He's burned his throat. We all know what Drano would do to our throat and our esophagus. And he didn't even give a shit for a minute. He was so pissed that they killed his brother that it wasn't even affecting him there for a minute. He's still fighting. He's the most dangerous one by far. Like I said, I don't think he's smart enough to know he's hurt that bad, man.
Some interesting parallels to if Jason Voorhees had lived.
Right.
Yeah, he's just super strong. Just nothing stops him, kind of.
Like, you got to make
Yeah.
his heart stop beating. Like, you got to end his. He's got anything left, he's grabbing you. And she figured this is nasty, this electric knife.
Yeah.
You don't see those too much anymore, but back in the day, they were kind of popular.
I was just thinking that. I mean, one of the big ones is, in Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
When it comes to life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Also, there's another film I want to do on forgotten horror film called "I Drink Your Blood," and there's a good
Oh
scene.
yeah.
There's a good scene in that one with the electric knife too.
Yeah, that's on Tubi at the moment. At least in
That's
Australia, I've got it on my list.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do that. That's entertaining as hell too.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I think I mentioned this in one of the chats. It's one of the ones I always saw the cover to, and I always wanted to see it. But for whatever reason, it just never got hired. So I always missed it. But the minute I saw it on TV, I put it on my list. I'm like, I'm gonna watch that. That's sitting there. I'm like, I have to watch that.
Definitely, I highly recommend
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I'm gonna
'Cause
go through with a new list of my high recommendations. I'm going through them pretty good, but I got a whole nother list about so long that I want to talk about after the show real quick.
yeah.
Yes, she pulls. And it's funny. She pulled that same fake death thing that her friend that's dead now did when they were in the woods together. To trick the mother to get her down to come on down there. Now all of a sudden she's like, I'm an old woman. You know what I mean? Now she fucks up here. She fucks up. It triggers Abby. Here she said, I'm a sick woman. That's a trigger you don't want to hit with this chick. Not at this point.
She can get out a lot of frustration now.
Yeah. This is one of the most unique kills I've ever seen, man. With the plastic fucking see-through boobs. I don't even know what the hell you do with those fucking things. I don't know what the hell that even is. I just know it's supposed to be a couple of boobs, I think. It looks like a flotation device. His fucking smothers are with it. Make your food. Take care of everything. She and her mother while she's doing this. Because you're a sick woman. Damn. You can tell she has been damaged badly by her mom.
Yeah.
Well, her mom was absolutely monstrous, man. And she was just straight fucking cruel and mean. I could not live that way. The way she lives with her mom. There's actually a man I do believe doing that voice of her mother. I don't think it's a woman. It seems like I heard that's a man doing that. She had a full breakdown. Is that hay on the fucking floor down there?
Oh, it would not surprise me.
I think it was. I don't think I could bury her there though. I think I would have to, put her somewhere safe, go get help, and then go get her. I wouldn't leave
Yeah.
her there. I would feel fucked up about that.
I mean, surely there'd be, the police would have to get involved at some point.
So yeah, they're gonna bring her up from there, and it's gonna look bad that she's buried. It's just gonna look weird.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an investigation, and then at the end, everything's cool. Here comes a fucking Bigfoot man looking Jim Carrey face Queenie. Crazy hell of an ending, man. Yeah. Yeah, they go by
Yeah.
Holden McGuire, Billy Ray McQuaid, and Rose Ross, which none of those three are their actual names. But hell yeah.
There you go.
Let's see what we got here. Um, Evil Dead remake. Yeah. I am looking forward to the Evil Dead Rise. That Evil Dead remake is definitely one of the best ever done.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Remake had a good electric knife scene. Yeah, that had a lot of scenes that hurt shit, man. That one actually, what's her name down the basement? That she was creepier and scarier than fuck, man.
Yeah, Jane Levy, like, she was so good in that role. Like, I was, yeah, that movie blew for a remake,
Yeah,
hands down,
it's
one of
so
the
smart
best.
how they did it
Mm.
because they didn't want to have another Ash. They couldn't Ash back because there's only one Ash. So
Yeah.
instead, they changed the story and made it interesting with her trying to kick the heroin and all that kind of shit.
Mm.
That was really smart of them, very smart that they didn't try to recast Ash.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't, like, Bruce Campbell is Bruce Campbell. He is Ashley J. Williams. Like,
He's
yeah,
irreplaceable. Yeah, there could never be another
like
Ash.
there are some good remakes. There's Evil Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
The Thing,
Oh, The
The
Thing,
Fly,
yeah, The
The
Fly,
Fly.
The Blob, yeah,
Yeah, um,
but
yeah. Eventually make my way to The Fly. That should be interesting.
yeah, yeah. The
Um,
Maniac one was really good. It was very well done.
Maniac's a pretty good one too. Yeah.
Mm.
I had a whole new respect for Elijah Wood when I seen that because I always he always kind of
Yeah,
annoyed the hell out of me in the Lord of the Rings movies. For some reason, I love those movies, but he annoyed me, and I didn't have much respect for him. But when I seen him do Maniac and a couple of other films, man, I was like, he's a really good actor.
um, Sin City. He played the creepy, the serial, or the assassin or something in Sin City, and didn't say a word, just the expression on his face, like these stone cold dead eyes looking at people. Really well done.
Was he the creepy little guy with the bigger nose and shit?
No, that was Nick Stoll.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah,
I can't place which. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I can't place which one Elijah Wood.
it's, I think he just yeah doesn't speak at all. It's just a creepy. He gets his limbs cut off and fed, and these dogs attack him. That's how he dies. But just all
Oh,
that is just, and he's got these glasses, and yeah,
okay.
yeah. I did Sin City: A Dame to Die For recently, and yeah, the sequel wasn't as good, but I love that look, like that. The visual style of it is really cool.
Yeah, that reminds me of like 300. You know,
Mm.
the I enjoyed the sequel more than what most people.
Oh,
I I thought it was actually decent. It's not nearly as good as the first one, but I thought the sequel was actually pretty decent. It wasn't bad.
the sequel had Eva Green in it, so it gets 2 thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I enjoyed it more than most people. A lot of people shit on it
Yeah,
because I mean, let's face it. Each time you expect a sequel to be as good as an original, as good as 300, you're going to be
yeah,
disappointed. It's it's
yeah. I
it's
mean,
unfair.
it's rare that a sequel will be. I mean, sometimes they're good, they're not quite as good, but rarely are they as good or better than the original. And you do have the, you know, your classics like Aliens, Terminator that do in some ways surpass the
Absolutely.
original, but yeah,
That's rare, very rare.
very rare. But it's
Um,
good when they do. Even ones like that where they kind of overall consensus of it is that it's not as good, but
yeah.
you enjoy it, and that's what
Uh,
counts.
Ben was saying
Come to that.
he was good in Come to Daddy. Yeah, Come to Daddy was pretty good too.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. He comes to visit his dad that he doesn't that he's never really known or anything, and his dad's a really an odd cat, man. And it just I'll just kind of let you check it out, but it just goes down a weird road.
Hmm. Just having a look at it now.
Um, Tomorrow night I'll be doing watch along. Steven from Craving Something Scary will be on here. We'll be doing John Carpenter's Christine.
Yeah.
What you got coming up?
Uh, Not much, man. Not much. I'm taking a break from because I did the 31 days of horror,
Okay.
31 days of Halloween, and that nearly broke me. Like
Yeah.
I like horror, but every night I was watching one. So some nights I was up to like, you know, midnight, half past, and then waking up at 6 to go to work. It's like I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
taking a break. I'm gonna watch some action films this month, something different, give myself a break. But um,
I always
yeah,
stick those in
nothing.
there. You have to, man.
Yeah, nothing made, like nothing big planned. No streams yet. I might jump on because I've got a few more days before I go back to work. So maybe on the weekend or some late, I might jump on, do a stream while I've got the work laptop here.
Yeah.
Might as well make use of their laptop while I can.
I've got
Um,
mine next week or so. All like I always kind of plan ahead. I said
yeah,
tomorrow it's with Craving Something Scary doing Christine, and then
mm,
Monday I'll be with Katie from Popping the
but
Popcorn,
yep,
and we will be discussing. It won't be a watch along. We will be
yep.
discussing underrated horror movies, kind of the theme that I do on Tuesday.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
we're going to be in a discussion about that. I'm not sure if anybody else is going to be on there or not, but so far it's me and her. Followed by the next night, of course, me and John Steele continuing
yeah,
our Cronenberg catalog of movies. We're doing The Brood this time. Have you
yeah.
ever seen The Brood?
I haven't. It was one of the ones in the 101 scariest horror movie moments that I was watching with my partner, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just like,
The Brood's
how have
fucked
I
up,
not
man.
seen this?"
The Brood's fucked up.
Yeah,
It's definitely a body horror. It's when he really
yeah,
starts getting into some deeper body horror, man. He's got a really
yeah.
good cast. He's got Samantha Egger and oh god, I can't remember his fucking name. Oliver. God damn, fuck, I can't remember this guy's name. Can you remember his name, Ben? Um, but other than that, I will go from there. I still plan on doing Unhinged from 1982, Nightmares at a Damaged Brain. Don't Look in the Basement. That's the
Oliver
most
Reed.
watchable in there. But yeah, Don't Look in the Basement. The
Yeah,
Unseen, Laid to Rest. Nobody ever talks to Laid to Rest in Chrome Skull. I want to do
Chrome
that one.
Skull. Oh,
Last House
yeah.
on the original Last House on the Left. I think it's a very important movie. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. I happen to think it's very
Hmm.
good. So, and Wes
Was
Craven's first. And
yeah,
eventually, I'm going to do Humongous.
yeah. It was funny because Chrome Skull and Laid to Rest. My cousin from Scotland, he introduced me to it a few years back. He recommended it. It's like I'm like watching it. I'm like, this is
That's
amazing.
that's a good one, and it doesn't get
Yeah,
it doesn't get talked about ever. And I thought he had a really good chance of becoming a horror icon.
yeah,
If they
yeah.
went down a weird road in part two, I think that's what might have messed it up. They fucked it
And
real bad in the first one too. So
yeah, I think Chrome Skull 2 or Laid to Rest 2, and because they did the similar with the collector and the collection,
mhm.
I felt they were similar in vein in those sequels where they tried to do something, but I don't think it quite worked, which is why it's taken so long for that third collector video to come out, which I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the first one. I thought that was great.
The creator of the Laid to Rest series, after the second one, he was trying to get up the funds to make the third one. Unfortunately, a few years back, a year or two back, he died. So there's not going to be Laid to Rest from the original creator. So we don't know where that franchise is. Oh, Oliver Reed, that's his name.
Yeah.
That's in Brew. Oliver Reed, Samantha Egger, well, goddamn, what's his name that plays the boyfriend to Claire in Black Christmas? He's in it. I can never remember his name. He was in shows around that time. But I so much appreciate you coming checking this out with me, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for like I said, thank you for recommending this to me because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great one.
Hell yeah.
Definitely a good one to watch.
Did you enjoy it as much the second time?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So it's definitely a keeper, man. Go out, buy that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Everybody buy it.
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll be getting it. It'll be getting center place in my collection.
Cool. Stick around with me after we get off here,
Yeah.
so I can go sit with you for just a second before we get off here, and I go to bed. Thanks everybody for coming by. Thanks to everybody checking out in the rewatch. Please leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, give us a thumbs up anyway. Much love to everybody. That is Ginja Ninja. I am Gorophobe, and you are not. Have a good one.
Peace. See ya.